What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast, where Seal freezes every time my recording starts. Seal, how you doing, buddy? I think your sound's still there. Oh, there you
I
are.
am doing great. So yeah, I noticed that actually last week, whenever the whole Facebook thingy started. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'm doing great. Doing fantabulous. Had a good weekend of sports. Sucks the World Cup is over. But yeah, been excited.
Well, let's start there because there is officially one more game. The World Cup is now down to the final, and it's funny because all the cool storylines that happened, Morocco going deep, USA getting out of the group stage, Belgium, Germany all losing, blah blah blah. When it gets to the finals, it's still always one of the same like six teams. So it's gonna be France versus Argentina, and I am wearing my England jersey. Ironically, I wear it only one time a year or one time every 4 years, and it's every time they lose in the World Cup. So that's the only time I wear this jersey. I use it when they lose. I got it as a gift. Thank you, Martin, our resident English bro. But I only wear it ironically every time they lose. So I'm wearing it today. It's a Beckham jersey. It's a cool jersey, but I have no allegiance to England whatsoever, so fuck them. Um, so I'm wearing that, but it's been a good tournament. But still, like I alluded to earlier, it still comes down to one of the same teams. It's Messi versus Mbappe. It's the powerhouse teams. It's France and Argentina. But it's been a good season, a good tournament. And it's going to be a fun final, so it's worth a watch if you're still watching. But otherwise, it's just funny. It's the same way the women's basketball tournament, March Madness or whatever, seems like. It's like no matter how many upsets there are, just pick Stanford, South Carolina, UConn. Like you're gonna be fine. And that's
Yeah,
the same way with the World Cup.
yeah, and the two teams that we both said, you said France was going to go and more than likely win it all, and I said Argentina was going to go and more than likely win it
Yeah,
all. So one of us are going to be right at the end of this, which is really cool. We both
yeah.
still have a hat and the ring or
My
whatever the
upset pick didn't win a
fuck
fucking
it's
game
called.
though. They sucked.
Really?
Uruguay, Uruguay
Hey,
didn't win a
Netherlands
game.
beat us. I said watch out for the Dutch, and
Yeah,
haha, that sucked.
I
But
said Uruguay, and it went terribly.
yeah, that was bad. Yeah, shout out to Morocco and dang it, why am I forgetting their name already? Beat Brazil.
Croatia.
Croatia, yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out to them too for going on a little bit of run. It was it was great, even when like Brazil um, had to win before they lost. It was fun shit to see Lionel Messi switching back the clock, going three straight games with a goal in a match. I said games. Please don't kill me, people in Europe. But three straight matches with a goal. So that's really it's been really fun to watch for the most part. Except you've been able to kind of understand the way the betting's going and learn which ones to put the draws on and which ones
yeah,
not to. So there was a couple of sleepers, which calls for exciting penalties and
yeah,
PKs at the end. Shout out to that probably one of the jerseys. Oh yeah, it is one of the England. Harry Kane.
yeah.
Ball still hasn't landed. Week later. Shout out to you. But
Fuck
yeah, it was
Tottenham.
awesome. It was awesome, and I'm excited to see what they do with the World Cup that comes to America because there's been a lot of like storylines with the culture and all that stuff of Qatar. I think they're going to do the same thing for here.
Well, I already sent a DM to Elon Musk to try to throw some of his $1 billion into the pot to try to get USA a couple of extra wins, because that seems to be the way to go about it. Um, no, so let's we're not going to talk about the politics of fucking FIFA, but it's crazy. So whatever it is, when we come here, the host nation always does the best, not counting Qatar because they're the worst. But we have an expectation to do at least pretty well. Our team is going to be 4 years stronger. We have pretty much everybody except Reem, probably our central defender, will be back as starters. But the question that, and I do have some insider info here, just which is kind of cool. I like when I have insider. You know how you, and Eddie all when we get something insider, it's like, oh shit. So there's been storylines coming out that Gio Reyna almost got sent home, and Greg Berhalter, our coach, was the one that brought that up. But I have um, a little bit of inside knowledge. So Greg Berhalter and Claudio Reyna, Gio's dad, were like best friends. They went to high school together, college together. Claudio was best man at Greg Berhalter's wedding, and I just so happened to work with Claudio's other best friend, that was like
And this
also
is
in
why
his
we'll
wedding.
never make it, because when we do talk about inside information, we immediately give away
Yeah,
sources.
I don't give a fuck. I didn't say his name, but I am good friends with one of his best friends, and
Pretty sure the man's circle is smaller than a decimal point, so he's going to be able to call out the other two guys next
but uh,
time.
but it's pretty crazy that story came out at all. And the reason that I said that little insider information, because it's not just some bullshit that like
Yeah.
the coach is calling out some guy. This is his fucking godson. This is like a real legit dude. And Gio Reyna is one of our best forwards on the team. So, and even when he did come out for what, the last 20 minutes of the Netherlands game, he gave a spark to the team. So it was really weird that story even came out. And ultimately, what I wanted to say about this is that I agree with the one point that Gio made, that this shit should have been kept in house. Like, you don't hear the fucking Argentinas, even like the Belgiums who didn't start Eden Hazard and Romelu Lukaku, Portugal with this whole Cristiano Ronaldo shit. They squash that shit at the mic stand, and they say we're dealing with this shit. Like, don't worry about it. And like, we need to be more like that, to say like, this is our business. We'll deal with it in 4 years. We'll be ready to go. I thought it was a little childish that they were throwing names, and I think it had to do with the fact that they're so close, that they're friends, that he is his godfather, that it's something that's he's probably pushing him as like that angry dad. We both had it. Uh, we both had that father figure in our life that told us when we were fucking up. And I think it was one of those deals. But that stuff needs to stay in house. And ultimately, I'm glad that we have 4 years, because I think it'll be fixed. I think Gio will be back. It's not like some crazy shit, and we
Yeah.
will be stronger in 4 years when he's able to come do this thing. But it was just weird that shit even came out. I was pretty annoyed, because that's something you take care of in house and you move on with it.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited. Like you said, the host city does somewhat get a little bit of love. Um, but even if that would have been this year, like what level we had got a couple extra calls in the Netherlands game to kind of keep it close, to where we
Yeah,
lose that
we
two
would
to
have got a
one.
couple of PKs. Just
Yeah, like
I don't
try to
know.
get to penalties and see if we can actually beat them just by PKs. And cool, hey, we tried to give y'all a chance to go
Yeah,
into the keep going on. But no, in 4 years, we're one of the youngest clubs that was in the World Cup this year.
right.
4 years, we're still probably going to be, but at the same time, we're not going to have those Messis. We're going to have the Ronaldos. The Luis Suarezes are going to be older as fucker, and we're going to have a real legitimate shot because a lot of the Harry Kanes, like a lot of these people, aren't going to be around, and I feel like that's why you were able to see a lot of these Croatias and stuff happen because, excuse me, sorry, Brazil doesn't have that huge guy. Like France is able to do it because they still have that guy. Messi still acts like he's 23 years old. In 4 years, Mbappe is going to be the guy, and it's just going to be wide open everywhere else, I feel like. And we're going to have so many studs that aren't going to be 24, 25 years old anymore. They're going to be well rounded in their game and at the peak of their prime, ready to dominate the fuck out of the rest of the world. And we're gonna take some names and kick some ass or whatever the term is. But yeah, I'm
Yeah, it's
excited. I'm excited.
to add on to your point, just to throw some names in there. Yeah, you're totally right. Like, even with France, you're going to be losing Griezmann most likely. Argentina losing Messi, Portugal losing Ronaldo. Even Croatia is going to lose Modric. The Belgium, and I know they lost in their group stage, but they're still one of the top 8 teams in the entire world. They're probably going to lose their keeper to retirement. Like, these are some big ass names that are coming out, and we are losing. Like I said, maybe our central defender, but we're not losing anybody. No offense to Tim Ream, I love you, but we're not going to be really losing anybody. Our goalkeeper, who is a backup Arsenal goalkeeper in 4 years, is going to be a starter for a Premier League team somewhere. Pulisic is eventually going to become a starter somewhere when Chelsea finally lets go of his contract. Dest is a starter and only going to be better. Reyna, McKinney, all these dudes, just to your point, they are all going to be starters on these elite level teams.
Damn it.
And it's going to be just amazing to see. And are you trying to think of a name or something?
Yeah, Al something. He's on our team. He's gonna be like
The
an
captain?
8-time. No, he
Oh.
came in. He comes off the bench. He plays for LAFC.
Acosta?
Yeah, Acosta.
Yeah.
Al. He's gonna have like 8 MLS Cups by then, so he'll be confident
Aronson
and
is going
shit.
to be another bench warmer that you were talking about. Aronson's going to be a starter at that point in time. Like these dudes are going to be fucking ready to go. And the only scary part is I know you were talking about the other teams when you said there won't be any Messis, there won't be any um, Ronaldos, all these guys, but the U.S. won't have any of those guys either. We don't have that superstar dude. And when you're looking at these best 8 teams in the championship or in the World Cups, in the Euros, in all these, they all have that one guy that they can point at and go to. So in 4 years, we have to figure out who that guy is and find a way to draw him out because US has never had that. I mean, Landon Donovan was that guy for a long time, and with all due respect to the Galaxy, fuck them. But Landon was the dude for us, for the national team. He
Yeah.
he was that guy, even though he's a fucking MLS player. Then Clint Dempsey was that guy, even though he was an MLS player. But none of them have been on par with what Messi does for a team. And so we need somebody to branch up and do it because I honestly don't know of any World Cup champions that did it with 11 dudes. I mean, they always have a great team all around. Their floor is really, really high, but they have the one guy, the Diego Maradona, the Benzema, Griezmann, what have you. Like they always have that one dude that steps up when it's big. So we got to
And
find that guy.
do you not think Pulisic is Captain America enough?
Not right now. But a lot of that's because of Chelsea too. Like they're not fucking playing him. And there's a lot of teams that have interest in him, which is cool. He could be that guy, but he's not even our captain, you know? Like there's a lot that comes with that. He's got to get better at it. He's got to figure out how to play both ways. He's got to be a leader on the team. So I don't know that he's going to be it. You know, it could be Adams, it could be our captain, but whatever it is, like they have to come out and they have to figure that shit out and be ready to go.
I agree. Go America.
Go America. All
It's gonna
right.
stay
So
for a while.
let's move on and let's talk about some other shit that's happening in the world.
Oh yeah,
We
real quick. If you're
yeah.
watching this and you say this looks like my hat, I'm sorry. I just didn't want it to get put in the trash by a CVS worker. And I don't know if you had lice or not, so it's chilling.
Hey, at least you're not wearing an England shirt.
Nah.
Um,
We should call it soccer now, right? If they came over here and won a football game or tied us in a football game, like an American football game, like they'd make fun of us and probably
that's
throw
true.
T onto the field.
That's true. They would.
So now it's
That,
soccer, right?
yeah, it's soccer for the next 4 years or however long it is until we play them again. So let's move on to actual American football. And our teams are not great. Your team won a game, which is or won this weekend. They've won more than one game, but they won this weekend, which is really good.
Ayo.
Um,
And the hunt again.
you guys still have control of your own destiny. The Titans are going to lose a few games. They have a tough schedule. You guys have a pretty tough schedule, but it's the in conference games that matters. It's the same with my team. What are we
How
trying to
does
do?
that
So,
work though?
how
So
does what work?
if we have 7 wins and the Titans have 9 wins, they're in, even
Yeah.
though they've won less divisional games, right?
Yeah. So the first thing is just whoever has the most wins.
All right.
Then it's head to head though, and you guys could beat them twice if you beat them again.
Yeah,
So all you got to do is beat them again and then tie their record, and you're good to go. All
I
we
don't
have
want
to
the
do is beat
playoffs.
Carolina again and then tie them. I do
I
want the
don't.
playoffs because we have a fucking 45-year-old quarterback that's eventually going to retire.
Yeah, but then even though you could be the seventh overall pick just because you're in the playoffs, you shoot right the fuck up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're going to be picking after teams that have like 3 to 4 more wins than we are. And it really sucks,
Yeah.
but I'm excited for playoffs. I hope that does happen. I as weird as it sounds, like I think we could beat the Cowboys. I don't have any justification for it. I don't have stats. I don't have shit that I can put on there. But I think we could beat the Cowboys
This is
because
it for
they
Tampa
just
Tom,
choke,
right?
man. Yeah, they know how to choke in the playoffs. We have Tom Brady. And if he just rolls back the clock, if Mike Evans learns how to catch a pass, dude's got to be injured, bro. Like Mike Evans needs to just sit, but we
Yeah.
also need him to make the playoffs. But he's putting up like one catch for 22 yards and shit like that. Like
Well,
it's not
also,
okay.
and Tom's not like it's on Tom as well. Like one, this is nothing Tom like Mike Evans as a receiver is nothing Tom's ever dealt with except for Randy Moss, and that
Right.
was just one one year, and he never even really had to just like put it in a spot. He would just throw it up. With Mike Evans, he's had to put it into a spot. We
Yeah.
saw the year they won the Super Bowl. Right when he gets there, like he knows what he has to do, and now he's just in back in his whole rhythm, and that's what we're seeing. You get Mike Evans that one or two times, which is what Tom Brady's all about in that offense, and we're seeing that Todd Bowles can't be a head coach, and Byron Leftwich needs to stop calling plays. Like we really need Bruce back in the building, and both aspects.
We
And
just need to run hurry up the whole game. Let Tom
yeah,
call that shit.
yeah, because in that instance, like you have no choice. Like you know who your receivers are. You know who you have to go to. You have to throw to Julio in a dump spot that you know he's gonna be able to snatch it out of. You have to
Yeah.
go back shoulder to Mike Evans 5 times in a drive. Like, but this is the shit that you don't do throughout the game, and you get beat 7-35 to the 49ers or whatever the fuck it is.
To
But
Brock Purdy and his
we got
dumbass.
we got beat by Jared Goff and the Lions 40-14. And no, that's not why we weren't recording last week, people. There was a little bit of talk about that, but no, just holiday parties. He had one to go to the next day, and I had a huge holiday party that I had to host at work, and didn't get out of there. Thought we were going to get out of there around 10:30, 11, but no, people wanted to stay and keep drinking, which means more tips, which means more shared money for us and the 15 other workers that were with me. So yeah, we got out very late. That's why we didn't do this next day.
Yeah.
My guy had one looking fresh as fuck,
Yes,
by the
sir.
way. But no, it wasn't the Lions, you assholes. Um,
just just a look behind the curtain on that. Me and Seal are fucking 3 hours apart.
yeah,
Big ups to him. He records around midnight every fucking week, and like it's hard, man, because we also record on fucking weekdays, and
yeah,
so I know Seal has a bartending job or whatever it is he does, so his hours are a little different. But if it gets too late in the day, I gotta fucking be at work the next day. He's coming home from his shift at the restaurant really late. We try our best to get this shit together, but it's like a fine little like 10-minute window
yeah.
that if something doesn't work out right, it's like, well, fuck. But anyways, but we're back. The show must go on. I wish we were recording last week because Tampa Bay did better than they did this past week. But it's crazy because just to take a step back, take my fan hat off. All of even including Tampa Bay, all of the NFC South would be happy with a high draft pick, right? I mean, like we all assuming Tom
Yeah.
Brady's not going to come back at some point, everybody needs to start rebuilding. Carolina does not have a quarterback. Atlanta does not have a quarterback. New Orleans apparently doesn't have a quarterback because
Well,
they've passed on Jameis Winston twice now to start a fucking backup. And we have Kyle Trask, which we're not sure what that means. So every of the four teams, almost none of them want to get into the playoffs. So what do you do if you are in this situation? Obviously, like we've said many times before, we don't believe that tanking happens on the actual field. The coaches and the players are fucking trying to win. But what do you try to do when you're in this situation where everybody sucks? And like you mentioned before, you could either go from like a seventh pick all the way to like a 13th, 14th pick just by winning the last game.
Yeah.
What do you do here?
I don't know, man, but I don't know. With the Falcons, they started Rudy this past week, and I don't think he did that bad, dude.
He's starting this
Um,
week too, so we'll see.
yeah, he didn't. I really don't think he did that bad. He was able to hold his own. He did pretty good for Cincinnati, an offense where he didn't have to do too much, and this is pretty much the same offense where he's not asked of a lot. So I think this will really help with his development as an NFL quarterback, and take a big jump into year two after sitting around thinking he was going to do nothing, sitting around with Bubba Frank's fat ass, learning nothing from Marcus Mariota in the quarterback room, which sucks for both of them, right? It's all about situations, and
Yeah.
it's a bad one to be in there and land in that quarterback room. But he's making the most of it, and I think they're going to be fine, to be able to rock out with him for a year or two. Because I mean, unless you're able to have the balls to go get that Kentucky kid, I honestly don't think any of the other wow me
What
guys
about
is going to be
Richardson?
worth it.
Nobody's gonna go try to take a steal on Richardson and hope for the best.
They're going to, yeah, they're absolutely going to. Like even people in the NFL are saying like he's worth the shot. Like they
Yeah.
don't want to hear about Pat Mahomes type arm, which is what they're hearing about Bryce Young because of Zach Wilson. Yeah, he's small, he's 6 foot tall, but he got
Right.
a Pat Mahomes arm. Yeah, we're not don't want to hear that. So that's Bryce Young's fucked. That Kentucky quarterback, he has the most like moxie and give no fucks about it that I think he'll be able to learn. Hey, you got to give a fuck in this instance because that window isn't going to be that big, and
Yeah.
like you have to be able to. That's his only thing. It throws a lot of interceptions. I don't care. Come to Jacksonville. I've already
I
said it.
like him. I like Levis a lot, dude. He's
Look at Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Draft a quarterback every fucking year. I do not care what team you are. I don't care what situation you're in. Always draft a fucking quarterback. I do not. Even if it's the last pick of the draft,
yeah.
like that, I'd always do with our fantasy haha picks. Draft a fucking quarterback. It doesn't matter. Just do it. But next year is going to be a huge draft from
Mm.
what all the experts are saying quarterback wise. So I think this is a year where you guys do want to kind of be like in that medium pack. You don't want to get left behind and having to be like, well, yeah, let me hope I can get a good defensive lineman or a linebacker or something I really need right now over a quarterback because next year we can just tank again next year and get a really good fucking quarterback next year. So let's miss the playoffs and get this defensive lineman or whatever the fuck else is there, which is a big part of this draft lineman. So I'm not thinking quarterback this year, even if I'm the Panthers. Sam Darnold's done enough,
Mm.
right, to show
I
you that he can
guess.
at least. Are they going for a fucking Super Bowl? They got rid of Robbie Anderson. They got rid of McCaffrey. Like they're just
And
getting.
they're winning games though,
They
man.
let Baker go. They didn't need a defensive end at scout team anymore. I guess they let him go. But they're not thinking they're gonna
Right.
win a Super Bowl, so they're fine with Sam Darnold to build the team around until they get that piece for it. And I think that's what people should start doing. Like, stop going for that quarterback and wasting 2, 3 years of his fucking career. Like, do what the Bills did. Like, build that team with Tyrod Taylor, and then be like, "Hey, bud, we got the team. You're just not that guy." And
But I
then go
guess the
get that
flip
guy.
side of that is what Chicago's doing, and now like they feel like they have their guy, and they might have the second pick in the draft and not need a quarterback. They can go get that really good defensive end. They could get the offensive tackle or the guard from Florida or some shit and be happy with that. Or they could trade down and get two or three. So I guess both strategies could work, but to your point, like getting a quarterback every year is not a problem because these late round quarterbacks are talented, I guess we should say. I don't know if they're great quarterbacks. I don't know if they're Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, but they are those type of guys that can get you some wins. They are the Brock Purdy's. They are the Davis Mills. They are the Mike Whites. They're these dudes that can just go out there and understand the playbook and get you enough wins until you can go find your
Yeah.
franchise quarterback. So yeah, I'm with you
And
on that. Just get a
even
quarterback.
in that, there are like the Tom Brady's, the Russell Wilsons, the
Yeah.
fucking Geno Smiths, the Ah, fuck. Who did I have? Who else was it? Who else was late? I had a good one. Damn it.
I mean,
Like
there's a
third
lot.
round. Russell Wilson, Geno Smith.
It's
Damn
doing
it.
well this year.
Yeah, that's always been good. Dak Prescott.
Eh.
Dak Prescott, fifth round. You're like, but still, made a lot of money. A really
Yeah.
good quarterback in a lot of people's eyes. Like you don't have to find that Big Ben who's going to win you one Super Bowl, or the Philip Rivers who is never going to give you shit. Like you don't have to find the Eli who wants to trade and then is only able to beat Tom Brady. Like you can find a really good, like you said, even manageable quarterbacks you can find, but you can also find that franchise quarterback. Just always draft a quarterback. Always, 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 always. That's what
Yeah.
I would do as a
So
GM.
So moving forward, we'll obviously start talking about football a lot. Christmas break is really when football starts heating up. So we'll start to be a football podcast for the foreseeable future. But moving forward into this Christmas break, let's start on the NFC because the NFC is essentially a joke this year. And the Vikings have finally started to fall off. So is there a team, like honestly speaking, that can match up with the Philadelphia Eagles? Like I know everybody's saying that the best team might be in their own division, but no offense to the Cowboys, and we'll see it next week. I guess that'll be the real test. But I don't think there's a team in the NFC that can match up to the Eagles from a 55, from 1 to 55. Like that team is just studded, bro. They're so good, and Jalen Hurts is okay. I'm not. I hope he might win the MVP this year, but I'm not going to call him the MVP. But they are top to bottom just the best team in the NFC by far. And I don't even know, maybe San Francisco if they can get quarterback play, but there's not a team that should be able to stop them this year.
Some of the shit that Jalen Hurts is able to do, though, bro, is just like wow. Like
Yeah,
the
for
runs
sure.
he makes, the reads he like, just the last second throws he's able to just whip, like the decision making, he's insane. Like, yeah, make a lot of mistakes, of course. He's a Oklahoma product. That's what they do. But no, they're a really good team. Really, he should. I guess I could say Nick Saban, but even then, that's not
Yeah,
really
he's
good
an
in the
Alabama
NFL.
product that did his like go to Oklahoma and win the Heisman, or I guess he didn't win
Yeah.
it, but
But anyways, yeah, that team's really good. I think they're really good at quarterback. Jalen Hurts can definitely win them a Super Bowl, multiple Super Bowls if that team's able to stay intact. Because, like you said, that team is insane. They went from not having a run game to
yeah.
having a insane run game and pass blocking run game with the same fucking running backs.
Yep.
I don't know how it happened.
I keep
That's
drafting Miles Sanders and he keeps not getting touchdowns and now he's going off, so it's amazing.
that's the flower that what's his name? Sir Cerrone. What's his name? The head coach over there. I forget. But dang it. But yeah, it's last year he was talking about planting the seeds for the flowers to grow. That was them seeds. That's them flowers growing. Them
But
boys are some dogs in the
so
running
who's
game.
the team that's going to challenge them though? Are the Cowboys the next best team in the NFC?
Uh, that's hard to say, right? Like it's that's tough. That's really
Because the
tough.
Vikings are going to win the North, and I really don't think they're that good. Whoever wins the South is not really that good. The 49ers should be pretty good, but they don't have a quarterback. So like
So
who's the next?
I
Next.
don't know. I guess it's a big question mark. We should say the Cowboys, but until they win a playoff game,
Yeah.
I can't call it. Like until they find themselves in the champion, because they're obviously going to get a bye. Uh, so oh yeah, it's
Well,
two
the
games.
Eagles will get the bye.
Oh yeah, you're right. So they are going to have to play in Super Bowl card Sunday.
Yeah, but they'll play Tampa Bay probably.
It doesn't matter, dog. Like for
Yeah.
the Cowboys, it doesn't matter. They
They
are
want as
oneers and
little amount of
doners,
games as they
bro.
can get.
They are oneers and doners in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So that's what it's going to take for me to see is if they're able to get it. So I guess that's a huge question mark for whoever the Eagles see in the division.
Yeah.
Because we know this Eagles team, even though it's only one loss, they beat the Colts by 1 point, by one fucking point. So it's not like they're a well-oiled machine. They are
Right.
most games, but the one loss they got fucking smacked.
Yeah.
So, and it was by a team who's not shit anymore. They just
They
got
might
beat
still
by
make the playoffs just by like sheer force of will and the fact that the NFC is bad,
yeah. But
but I doubt it.
but yeah, it's so no, it's a huge question mark for me solely because the Cowboys are the obvious choice, the obvious answer, but that we're talking playoff football here.
Yeah.
We're not talking about who's going to knock them off of the regular season crown. They'd have to lose like 4 out of the last 5 for that to happen.
Right. All right. Well, I think it's the Eagles to lose, but we'll see. Maybe Tampa Bay will pull a rabbit out of a hat. But let's move over to the AFC, and the AFC is a lot more interesting. Um, the
Thank you,
Bills
Bengals.
right now are holding on to the top seed, but the Bills haven't looked that amazing. They've found ways to win. This week, let's stay in the AFC East for right now. This is the last chance, right, for Miami to do anything. But I think this is when you see where the Bills take a step and really put that division out of pace because Miami going to Western New York is just I mean, not but you live down there. What would you guys do if it was 27 degrees and fucking snow and nobody knows what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And Tua's
Well,
from Hawaii and he has to deal with the shit. So
yeah. So they played the Dolphins. That is, they played a game last week, 50 degrees on the sidelines, and they had heaters
yeah,
out. So that's a bit scary to think of. But honestly, like me and you have been out in the snow and stuff. Me just pure joy of being in the snow, not doing athletic stuff, so not
right.
breathing really hard or anything like that. But being in Florida, being in Palatka, dealing with 30, 35-degree humid, break your fucking bones if you move them too fast cold.
Yeah,
That 20-degree cold isn't too bad. Again, I don't know about running around dead ass sprints, breathing the air and type shit, but I know when was up in Philly and Pittsburgh areas when it's snowing and cold as fuckery, 35, 40 degrees, I was fine. Like I was pretty good. I wasn't too bad, but it's I think other than Green Bay, this probably be the least place I'd want to go. But just
yeah,
because
for
it's
sure.
a humid place and it can get icy and wet, but 20 degrees isn't bad. A high of 20 degrees, and by the end of game, -6 degrees, like it's going to be in Green
Yeah.
Bay for the next month. That's fucking horrific. So I think the Dolphins will be able to handle it. Let me get to the answer. Dolphins will be able to handle it. They have a really good run game when they need it. For the most part, they just deal with these 5, 6 yard passes. So I don't think they'll be too thrown off. We're just not going to see those weird fluttery, floatery uh,
Yeah, he's not gonna do a
passes. Yeah.
50-yard bomb to Tyreek.
Yeah, even those like 15-yard streaks, we're not going to see a lot of those, and I think that's going to play a lot more into the hands of the Dolphins. Even though the Bills went and got Nakeem Hines from the Colts, they still haven't been able to produce a solid run game. Once, yeah, Devin Singletary had like 2 rushing touchdowns a couple weeks ago, but it was 14 carries and like
Right.
53 yards because he had like a 22-yard run. Like they're still not able to produce other than in the red zone with running the ball, and that's not going to get you from point A to point B. When thankfully, uh, there's not going to be any snow, but there's going to be a shit ton of wind, and
Yeah.
it's going to be cold as fuck, and you're not going to be able to throw the ball. So it plays more into the hands. I mean, we saw um, last year with this run team against the playoffs. In the playoffs, was it the playoffs or no? Against the Patriots, I think it was the playoff. They barely won, but it was a nonsense game. They weren't able to do shit. And like if you can lock down that run game and they're not able to throw, you literally have to hope Josh Allen can't somehow get to the red zone and figure out a way to pull off 3 6 yard runs
Well, my
and
fantasy team is hoping that Josh Allen can pull
fall
off
for it.
as many runs as he can do. Now, I'm not an NFL quarterback by any means. I played flag football quarterback sometimes, and all I did was throw picks. But I I tried to run when I was the fantasy or flag football quarterback until Andrew Tungate took over. Um, But anyways, when I was in Boston, it was 13 degrees. And I say that the quarterback part is because we were passing out fucking graham crackers or some bullshit. What are they called? Granola bars. Um, but we brought a football and we were throwing a football and it did feel different. Now,
Yeah.
again, Tua is a professional quarterback. He understands a lot more than I do. But
Well,
just to throw it back in Palaca and throw it
so
in 13-degree weather, it felt like you were throwing a different thing. It wasn't a football. It felt weird.
so the thing about the Duke, I don't know if you are throwing just a regular, but the Duke is leather. Like, and that's why I
Yeah.
kind of like the high school footballs because it was that
Now we were
synthetic
throwing those
shit.
Walmart bullshit
All
fake
right, well, yeah, that's
things.
already slickeries, but no, with the like and that dry ass cold air, that's what you have to. If you're not going to glove, you're fucking because you gotta
Yeah.
and you're gonna rub until it's not. Oh, I gotta do it again, and you gotta keep them things all nice and ready to go. But that's why they gotta do gloves, dude.
Yeah.
Like that
But it's
dry
hard
air
to
hitting a
throw with a
dry
glove,
leather
bro.
ball. Ah, that's when you sit there for 4 months every year and do it just for those 3 games a
Yeah.
year that you might have to go through in Buffalo or New England to be able to get to the playoffs as a Miami Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely going to be
you're gonna
tough,
pull that
but
hand out after 3 hours of glove practice and smell like wet asshole on your hands. But hey, soak that bitch in bleach for a couple minutes and you'll be good to go.
listen, Tua's a professional quarterback, and their coach is good. Their coach is this crazy analytic weirdo, but he's gonna find a way to get Waddle and Hill put into this thing. Listen, they don't need 55-yard runs to get Tyreek going. He can do jet sweeps. He can do screen passes. He can do these things to get going. And then a screen pass for Tyreek could be a 95-yard touchdown. Like that's not out of the realm. And when it's snowing and it's cold, it also helps. The defense is slipping and sliding around too. So if Tyreek knows where he's going, where he's cutting, he's still got that advantage that he has that he always has.
Yeah.
And as long as his ankle's fine, he's going to be able to go do his thing.
And this is a game too where we're gonna see hopefully why they traded for
Mm,
Jeff Wilson. The in between the tackles
yeah,
grinder to get shit done. Hasn't really been able to do anything because again he's a Miami Dolphins running back. Not his fault. The Ricky
right.
Williams curse. Ricky Williams curse. Um, I don't know why it's a curse. I don't know why I said that, but hey, Ricky Williams curse. I like it.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah. But hopefully this is a game where he's going to be able to, because I like to see the big guys knocked down, right? And unfortunately, I have to root for the Eagles this year more than ever. But yeah. So I would like to see the the Dolphins come out with it because it's exciting at the end of the year when there's stuff to talk about. And in the AFC more than ever, it's exciting. So many teams can get in. Teams lose. It's crazy. Like not so much the Packers seem to be like the only team kind of doing that, but there's fucking the Browns, the Steelers, us, going to be the Commanders. Like it's or not the Commanders. I don't know why I said that. The Raiders.
The
Once they want to get in,
Chargers,
and the
like all
Chargers
these
lose.
dudes.
Yeah, yeah, the Raiders are out of it right now, but the Chargers are about to go on a losing streak. The Raiders could still win some more, so they could still be in it. Like the Colts, if we start losing and they win, and Tennessee, the Colts could end up. It's crazy as hell right
Colts
now.
can't do
Everything that,
shit.
yeah, no, they really can't. But it's the fact that there's not an
It's
E
up in the air
next,
now. I feel you.
yeah, next to their name is insane. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, not too much going on in the NFC, but the fact that the division or the conference that we thought was just 1 through 8. All right, let's get to the playoffs. Let's get it done already. It's so wide open. I'm so excited. And if the Dolphins can win to add to it and help so many different teams out, that'd be
Yeah.
fucking great.
Yeah, we'll definitely start, like I said, when Christmas rolls around, we'll start talking about it more. The Saturday games are starting this week. It's really starting to be pro football focused because it's bowl season. And we're not
Can
going
we
to talk
say
about
that?
every bowl, but huh?
Can we say pro football focus?
Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna
Numbers
get
just
sued.
show up all over the screen.
We're gonna get sued, but whatever. So it's really exciting moving forward. We're gonna be focusing on that a lot more. But let's shift a little bit to college. We're not going to talk too big about college because right now it's just the shitty bowls. But let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite teams and how their bowls are looking. We won't talk about the playoff until much closer to New Year's.
Can we just say
Um,
they got it right? We can't shout that out.
yeah,
They
I
got it
mean
right.
they did. USC fucked up, and the committee did what they had to do, and they got it right. It was at
TCU
least from
fucked
no
up,
scrubs
but
from no scrubs allowed perspective, it was a very easy 4 teams. It was there shouldn't have been controversy. I'm sure there was some sort of talk in the group, but it was a pretty easy decision, and yeah, they did get it right. So that's exciting. What did you think about the Caleb Williams? I know you're a Caleb Williams guy, but what did you think about that Heisman speech? He was visibly upset that he wasn't in the playoff, but I mean it's on him. He lost the game, or he didn't
yeah,
lose the game, but his team lost the game. But it was a good speech. He did what he did. He got recognized, and it's exciting. So shout out to Caleb Williams.
yeah, I like it. That seemed like one of those 2K answers, right? Like you can go
Mm,
humble and say thank you, or you could let everybody know you're hungry.
yep.
And I like that he did the red side, the solo, whatever it
Yeah.
is, the leader side.
Independent
But
player or whatever it is.
yeah, but it was cool as hell. Like, hey, just so you guys know, the job's not finished yet. And I think that's awesome too because he's going to come back for sure to run it back again, which helps out a lot. Actually, I think he had to. Right? No, he was going to do a
No,
senior year.
he's choosing his like COVID year
Yeah.
now to come back or some shit.
Oh, where that's
But
dope. But yeah, so that's exciting. But no, it was really cool to be able to watch and see like just reminding everybody like you can do whatever you want to do. You don't ever have to settle. Like there's always other options and stuff that we always talk about and preach about. It's really cool to see somebody that just won the Heisman isn't just sitting up there thinking his mom and God and his teammates and his O
right.
line and all this stuff. Taking time to talk to the kids and talk to people even of our age, like anybody who's sitting there down and out, um, and just bringing hope and positiveness to the world, which was cool.
Yeah. So when we shift into the bowl games, our team, our childhood team, well, not Steele's childhood team, I guess technically, but our favorite team that we didn't go to, is did so poorly that they're getting us started pretty early. They're playing this weekend.
Hey, go
Florida's
Gators!
taking on Oregon State. I honestly don't know who's playing. I doubt Richardson's playing, right? So, oh yeah, we're starting that other guy, the transfer from Ohio State.
Oh, it's not
Um,
the backup we're starting.
no, we're starting the transfer, I thought.
Yeah, because we can't start
Well,
our
he is the
backup.
backup, but
We had another backup.
oh yeah, that's right. um, but
What
but
day is
this
this? What day is this?
what day is what the game?
Yeah.
17th. This Saturday, I think.
Oh, I see it. I see it. You said we're
Um,
starting. We're not going to talk about the
no,
Cookie
we're
Bowl.
talking about art. We're not going to go through every fucking 8,000 bowls. No, we're taking on Oregon State, and honestly, like truly, I'm excited to fucking see this transfer. He's supposed to be the dude, and no offense to Anthony Richardson, it was not his fault. He got put in a system that was going to be tough for a guy trying to one and done his way out of this bitch. But I'm excited to see this guy play and see what he can do, and Oregon State's a good team to do it against.
Yeah, Oregon State's no slouch. Me too. I am excited for the post Anthony Richardson era. It sucks that it's over, that nothing came of it,
Yeah,
because we were both so excited for it. But I'm happy it's over because we both knew we weren't going to be able to beat a Georgia team, an Alabama team,
right.
uh, like like that. Like we're gonna have to be able to go over the
How
top.
much are
We,
tickets? I should fucking go to Vegas. What's going on this weekend? Anyways, continue.
but he's not like an over the top type quarterback. This guy is supposed to be a guy.
$27.
And oh, buddy.
I might have
But
to get to Vegas.
for real, dog. And so is that going to be? Oh, and it's an Allegiant Stadium.
Allegiant Stadium, which
That's
is fucking
awesome.
right on the freeway too. It's so easy to get to. Oh my gosh.
For one that everybody says that's the best stadium ever put on earth.
I've never
But
been inside, but I've been to it and it's nice.
yeah, I know you sent me the pictures the day you
Mm.
got, or no, was that one you were waiting on me and we never went back?
No, yeah,
Anyways,
when I sent you the pictures was when it was still in construction. Yeah, that shit
yeah,
was still getting put together, but
But anyways, yeah, I'm excited for this one. We definitely have a chance to win. We're a horrible team. The fact that we were able to get into a bowl was really good because we all know that shit's embarrassing. It's happened one time in the last 100 years
Yeah.
or something like that. Shout out to
Everybody
SMU for
fucking
letting
makes
us
it to a
know that
bowl,
was going to
man.
be a bad season.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. But but yeah, if you're in the SEC and you're not Vanderbilt, you're usually going to make it to a bowl. That's just a known thing. Even South Carolina makes it to fucking bowl games. But so yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see it. It sucks. This was supposed to start the battle, the quarterback battle going into next year,
Yeah.
without getting a son. So that sucks. But hey, like you said, I'm excited as fuck that this guy's getting the reins, and let's see what you're going to be able to do. And Napier's had quite a few weeks now to be able to get a game plan around this cat. And yeah, let's get it going. Oregon State's not a slouch, so it's not like what he does is going to be taken with a grain of salt. They got a
Yeah.
really good team, and they're more known for their defense this year, which is sad to say because they suck on both sides.
Yeah, for real. But so do we. So whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so then moving on a couple weeks.
Can I hold on? I just want
Yeah.
to shout. I just see on here, Jimmy Kimmel has a fucking
Yeah,
football
it's right
bowl
up the
game.
road. It's right up the road. He's doing his thing.
Shout out.
Well, like Jimmy Kimmel, I hope he does some awesome like pregame show or halftime announcement or something
Well,
to
and
like kick it off.
I do like now. I saw that Barstool Sports had a basketball like a
Tournament?
basketball tournament thing to
Yeah.
start up. Big Cat did like a minute and 40 second national anthem. He did the national anthem of one of the
Nice.
games. Yeah, and it wasn't like bad teams. They were like really like renowned teams at this tournament. But I like how it's opening up. It's not like you have to like it has to be famous Idaho. Like, no, it could be
Yeah.
fucking Barstool Sports. It could be Jim Kimmel. Like, it could be Enterprises. They don't have to be a fucking
There's so many
a
bowls
known.
now,
Yeah,
dude.
it's cool. I like that. There's all these basketball tournaments where these
Who's
kids get to
playing in the Jimmy
travel.
Kimmel Bowl? I forget
The
who it is.
Jimmy Kimmel Bowl that you're gonna be balling out this year, dog.
I could
Oh,
be.
Washington, R.I.P. dog. Washington State and Fresno State. I know he didn't coach for Washington
Oh,
State,
what?
but
I was gonna shout him out at the end, but nobody even listens
yeah,
to the end. But I should go watch Washington State just for the rip factor. Uh it's so
you
close
know they're
actually.
gonna do something.
Yeah, for real. But anyways, a quick shout out to Mike Leach. Uh,
Damn,
may he live on forever.
he
he
will.
suffered what, a heart attack or
He
some shit,
will.
right? So
Something
uh,
happened. Yeah, some heart injury. I
uh
saw on Monday night that there was a headline posted that was in need of a miracle as
yeah.
he was hospitalized, and yeah, so he had some kind of heart condition going on, and didn't make it through it. But man, 61 years old, a hell of a guy. Somebody me and you would always send clips back and forth of him too. One of my favorites is the girl was engaged. He saw that she had a ring on. Said congratulations. Any advice? Yeah, go get eloped. Just go do it. Like get eloped. Not go get married. Just go get eloped.
Right.
A man who's written books, has the cover of the book in his office of every uh, school that he coaches at, Geronimo. Just a great character. Somebody that I've always idolized in the fact that he can always find the humor, find the the pureness and
Yeah.
joyness and everything there is. Uh, was groomed to become a lawyer. Said fuck that. Started coaching at some Iowa community electrical college
Mm,
type place, and just came up and changed the game. And not only that, just changed the way like most of these people speak.
yeah.
Seems like Nick Saban since LSU
Yeah.
and the air raid came out at Texas Tech. He's even became a lot more cordial with
Well,
the media.
yeah, Leach just to his credit, something that like you said, some other coaches are adopting at this point. He was always honest. He did not care to politicize, not politicize, that's probably the wrong word, but to doll up his post game conferences. If he thought his team sucked, he told you that his team sucked. he basically brought the locker room conversation out into the press conference, and he would speak exactly what he thought went wrong. He would call players out and say that that player did wrong. He didn't care. He was going to speak freely and speak honestly from the heart, and the players seemed to eat that up. They loved it because
Oh,
it wasn't like he would say one thing to the media and then go behind their back and say something else. He was transparent. He was going to say exactly what he meant, and that's what players love to play for. That's what I would have loved to play for. If you got a
hell
problem
yeah.
with me, fucking say that shit. Let's go.
Tell me I'm listening to my big fat girlfriend too much.
Exactly. So big props to him, man, and Wazoo. Like, I hope they come out in the bowl and just fucking kill it. I don't think I'll be able to make it, but we'll see. I didn't even know that they were playing in that bowl, so we'll see what happens. But let's move forward a couple weeks to the week between Christmas and New Year's. UCF gets to play in the Military Bowl, which they played before, but they don't have to play Navy, which is cool. They get to play against Duke. Um, and Duke's a fun team, and it's a team that we should beat, but Duke's been pretty high recently, and so they're not going to be a pushover like what we remembered Duke back in like the early 2000s. They're not that team anymore. So UCF is going to have some changes as well. We're making a lot. There's a lot of transfer portals, man. And even just last year, we thought that we were like the transfer portal kings. There's more this year, man. The transfer portal with these NIL deals is through the roof. By the way, shout out. I don't like giving shout outs for people leaving UCF, but Ryan O'Keefe decided to go to Boston College. And it's pretty
Damn
crazy
it.
because Boston College is not that great of a team, but he turned down offers from Oregon, offers from Arizona State, offers from some really good squads to go to Boston College. So maybe that's back home. Honestly, I don't know where Ryan O'Keefe's from or anything like that, but he's about to go put some stats up for Boston College. So maybe he'll do something there. But
Damn,
it's
I
just
didn't know
cool to
dude was
see. That's
scary.
nice.
My man scared of the Big 12? It's crazy.
No, he's scared of being the fucking fifth man on the fucking roster. I don't know
Well, he
what.
needs to step his fucking game up.
Yeah, he dropped too many balls, but he's about to go put up stats that he's never
That
seen before in
sucks.
Boston College. But we got an Alabama transfer that's about to make up for all that shit.
Another one?
An Alabama wide receiver transfer that is about to. He was a Alabama 5-star, but if we would have signed him out of college or high school, he would have been a 4-star. Um, but he's gonna be fucking good. But anyways, that's the story
Is Baker
for
gone?
a few
Is Baker
few
gone? Or are
years.
we gonna have
No, Baker's
that?
there, Kobe Hudson's there, and
So we're
now
gonna have
this
Alabama,
new guy.
Alabama.
Yeah, this new guy's there. It's gonna be crazy. But anyways, retracting from Ryan O'Keefe because he's not on our team anymore. We're gonna have a lot of
Boo.
people shuffle around doing our thing, but we have to be able to beat Duke, man. We've played in Maryland before. We know, well, obviously we know how to play there. It's not going to be a stadium that gives us any trickery, but Duke's a tough team, and I'm a little nervous, but Gus is going to take care of business.
Uh, uh, ECU. That defense, man, is terrible, and that Duke
Mhm.
offense, if you allow them to, they can chunk some yards. So it's not even like it's going to be a brutal game to where it's like, oh man, this game's horrible. Oh, we're getting blown out. It's going to be you and Eddie texting each other at the end of the game with like 6 minutes left. We were like, what the fuck? Oh, they're ahead. Oh, fire Gus. Oh, this is over. Oh, what the fuck? And then Mikey King comes down and scores and be like, oh yeah, we better have beaten Duke. Or you're gonna be like, oh, we fucking lost to Duke in the bowl game. We don't need to see any more of Gus.
Nah,
Like
Duke is fucking good. I'm not trying at that shit
that
anymore.
defense is brutal, but I can definitely see that happening where like it gets down to it and you're like, all right,
Mhm.
guys, this is where we kind of start pulling ahead. Interception, fumble, or some shit, and Duke scores right off a chunk play. And you're like, what the fuck? And then they do it again, and you're like, now they're ahead. What the fuck? Time to fire Gus and start that whole shit up, and then come and find a way to win. Or if you lose, it's going to be a really
It's
bad off season.
it's going to be a cardiac night game, is what you're saying. We are going to come
Yeah,
down to the wire. It's going to be tough. I think we have a good shot. I'm pretty confident, but again, I was pretty confident for all of our losses except for ECU this year. So we'll see what happens. But let's pour one out. I don't have any drinks, and I'm not going to pour shit on my
I'm out.
carpet anyway. But let's pour one out for the highest group of 5 team, Tulane. You did great. You did your thing. You made it to a New Year's Six bowl. You have to play USC in the Cotton Bowl. And you better hope to God that this is a USC that's pissed that they were not in the playoff. Because if this is a USC that comes out saying, yo, let's show the world what they're expecting next year, it's gonna be a fucking rout. And I hope Tulane plays well, but USC was the one team that they did not want to be able to see in the Cotton Bowl. But because Utah made the Rose Bowl, it left USC open for that at-large bid. And I will never be happy that UCF lost, but if we would have beaten Tulane and we had to see USC in the Cotton Bowl, that would have been an ugly ass game. So, best of luck to Tulane. Make it happen for the group of 5 the last year that we're here. But I just wanted to shout them out because they probably will not be getting a shout out on New Year's Eve when they're getting beaten by like 40 points to USC. But
Yeah, there's really nothing to say about that game. It's going to be Brad. It's going to be brutal. It's not going to be worth tuning into in the second half. It's unless Caleb Williams decides to sit. Even
exactly,
then, it could still be brutal.
But if he's coming back next year, he's not going to sit. He doesn't give a fuck about that.
Oh, bro, what the hell? The Citrus Bowl for LSU Purdue. More money.
There are some good games that we'll talk about, but we'll talk about them as it gets closer to that week. I think we have 1 or 2 more weeks before we record for the
I'm
New
just
Year's
looking at
Six
tickets
Bowls.
that aren't the Orange Bowl. That's going to be too much fucking money to see nobody. Oh, what? They probably have an actual.
You have one down in like St. Pete or some shit, don't you? Or where are you at?
Oh,
St.
we
Pete?
had the Boca Raton Bowl. We got all kinds of shit.
Oh, you have the Orange Bowl, which is the best one, or the best one for you guys. And then, so you also have Boca Raton. You said that's fun.
Boca
There's one in San
Raton.
Diego. I should go to that shit. The San Diego one would be more fun. They play that shit at Padre Stadium, or whatever the fuck it's called, Petco Park.
Are they not doing any? Oh, I think the national championships in Miami this year, isn't it?
No, it's a semifinal game, I think. It's
national championships in SoFi. No, semifinals in Arizona and Atlanta. National
Which one's the
championships.
one that's in Miami? Oh, Tennessee and Clemson's in Miami. Yeah, nobody wants to go watch that. Maybe I'll try to go to the San Diego one. Who plays there? Where's that at? Because that'll give me a week or 2 to figure it out. Oh, the Boca Raton Bowl is going to be fucking good, dude. You should go to that. Liberty and Toledo.
Oh.
That's going to be fucking dope.
Oh.
Where's the
Liberty
San Diego?
was ranked as high as 19th this year.
San Diego is Oregon and North Carolina. Oh, I might go to that.
Wow.
That's going to be pretty good. Wednesday, December 28th. I'm off that day. Oh, I'm going to look into that.
Tuesday the 20th?
I'm going to look into that.
I probably work. Tuesday?
Definitely don't. $50 for upper deck.
Oh,
but it's a baseball stadium. That doesn't count.
Dollars? I'm going to a football game on Tuesday.
How much? 40?
4. Babe.
What the fuck?
Me, you, and Junior are going to a game next week. We're doing it.
Oh, this isn't bad. $50. I'm gonna talk to my girl.
There's no way we're not doing it. There's no way we're not doing it. $4?
That's before fees, though. It's gonna end up being like 30 a piece.
Bro.
That's got to be before fees. There ain't no way that's fucking.
It says $4. Yeah, before fees, but
I have my thing set to after fees always.
But it's on. That just brings up Vivid Seats when you pull up tickets.
Oh, mine pulls up Ticketmaster. Oh no, it is Vivid Seats. Mine says $25. See, my shit's set for fees always.
For Reclaim?
Reclaim? What the fuck is Reclaim?
For the Boca Raton Bowl.
The Boca Raton Bowl. I see Row J. Oh, what you're talking about? Reclaim, whatever.
The Reclaim Boca Raton Bowl.
25 is the cheapest one that I see. The Toledo versus Liberty. Are you like right next to FAU?
Near it. Takes me like
Gotcha.
probably 30 minutes to get there.
It'll take me longer. There's $53 for fucking. You can sit with the Toledo Rockets on the bench. That's crazy.
What time is that game? 7:30. Yo,
I'm gonna try to go to the Petco Park one though, for real.
we're
Um,
probably gonna go to. I like, baby. She's probably asleep. I'm not gonna do that.
I'll ask Courtney if she wants to. I won't go by myself, but I'll ask her if she
I won't
wants to
go
go.
by myself. I can definitely find somebody to go with. If you don't want to
I
go, but
don't
that'd
know
be
that I
cool to take
can for
Susie.
Oregon and USC. I don't or UNC. I don't know. That's about it, but we'll see. Do I have
I
any
mean,
Oregon fans?
Liberty and Toledo. What am I gonna do? Be like, yo, TJ, Kaczynski, you trying to come to Florida? Nah, I gotta see a family, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Just go to a church and ask anybody that wants to watch Liberty play. All right, so we're getting pretty long. We're at an hour, so we don't need to talk
Already?
about basketball. The Pelicans are doing well. Everything else is the exact same as it was 2 weeks
I
ago.
wear this because this is the only Mavs worth talking about. We beat the fuck out of them boys tonight. We smacked them.
Yeah, that's good because Luca still got enough fantasy points for me to do my thing, so I'm happy about that. Um, But anyways, do you have anything cool to shout out before we get out of here? Like I said, I was going to shout out Mike Leach, but we wanted to do that a little earlier when we saw Wazoo.
I guess
Um,
not really. I mean,
yeah.
shout out Fred Taylor, big guy hitting up a little guy like me, but
How about you
what's
wait
there
till
to
you
go
get
off of?
that fucking ink first? Make sure that
Yeah,
shit's real.
probably has a
uh,
guy that signs it for you.
exactly. It's some lookalike, and you're like, wait a second, you're not Fred Taylor. Get the fuck out of here. Um, no, but that is cool that he even reached back out to you. Seal slid into his DMs and made that shit. Actually, I guess you
No,
just
no,
commented on or
I just
added
made a
him or
tweet.
whatever the fuck it's called.
I did a tweet, and he slid into my DMs.
You added him, isn't that what it's got? Added? You
I
mentioned
added,
mentioned
yeah, mentioned.
mentioned him.
I mentioned him in a tweet.
We are the worst fucking social media people.
Yeah, we are.
If you want to be a social media director, reach us out at noscrubsports@gmail.com. Haven't checked that email in like 2 years, so if you've reached
Hey,
out, then sorry.
bro, we probably have
But
like half an intern that emailed us.
half an intern.
Yeah, like
We
somebody who
don't.
wants to be an intern but has no time.
Well, we don't have no money, so I guess that shit works out. Anyway,
That's why we need an intern.
shout out to. I'm trying to check the email now. You figure out a shout out
Ah, why?
because I'm trying to check to see if we got an intern, half an intern.
Hey, shout out to UCF, beating Old Miss, like
Yo,
just
that was
smacking the shit
nice.
out of them by like 20. We got some young up and coming cat who seems to
You mean up and coming? He's a one and doneer for sure, though. He's
word.
fucking in and out. Hendricks, he
Yeah.
is in and out for sure.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Because I was going to talk about how he's going to be the next guy to come in and
Hey, but
help
if he
the
comes back,
program.
maybe. But no, he's gonna be fucking.
All right. Well, there goes that shout out.
Shout him
Next.
out anyway. Hendricks is the
Yeah,
man. He's averaging like 25 points a game for us. He's doing
this man
shit.
just went off. Yeah, he is doing shit. He's definitely going to put UCF on the map this year. They're definitely going to be able to make it into the tournament again. I feel like, I mean, I know there's NIT, but the one that actually matters at the end of the year, March Madness, he's going to be able to make it into. He's going to be able to take that team into there. So shout out to him. Shout out what he's able to do. Shout out to what's Aubrey's dad's name? Dawkins,
Johnny.
Coach Dawkins, for staying and UCF keeping him around, and they're able to get some recruits now. It's not just his son and his friends and stuff coming in, and we got some guys. And Travis has a weird face, but
I hit
so
my
yeah,
phone
nah.
on the
Shout out
desk.
to Hendricks who chose UCF, knowing what he would be able to do in this conference, knowing that they would have a chance to go into the tournament, that he would be able to be that that little dude that came out of Oakland, that the Cavs drafted, that these guys that come in and just pick these teams to go on stupid runs because they used to score 25, 30 points a game, and then they come in and see these giants and it's just another game for them. That's what Hendricks is going to
Yeah.
be for UCF, and we really haven't had a guy like that since Uh,
Jermaine Taylor.
Jermaine Taylor. I was thinking Joe Thomas. I knew that was wrong, but I was right with the JT. But we really haven't had a guy like that, even in the Taco Falls, Aubrey Dawkins led team on the run that we had fucking 5, 6 years ago now. Holy shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy to think about. But I haven't had a guy like this in a very long time. So shout out to Hendricks for wanting to come to UCF and really like coming up on that promise that you were going to be that guy and showing us what you're all about. And I can't wait to see what the rest you got in store for us. We got about 3 months for you to kind of get it into gear, and then it's time to go. And hey, the roof's the ceiling for Hendricks. You're that guy. Be like Hendricks. Be a stud, not a scrub.